recently for the American Red Cross, and it's just a kind of an amazing thing to come here and absorb everything that's been done, and to learn from all of you. I must tell you, two things have struck me at this conference. First of all, the weather. It's very cold. I didn't realize it was going to be so cold. I'm glad I brought some more clothes. Secondly, though, it's the passion that you have for what you do. I must tell you, the roundtables that I've attended, in between my Googling, I must tell you, I've been Googling in real time to try to understand what everyone is saying. Again, I'm a non-medical person. But it's been fascinating sort of seeing the discussion and seeing almost to a level of arguments in a professional way. And I'm going to take that across my meetings to the industry leaders and to donors, to potential donors, and tell them about what you're doing. And you know, about a month ago when I was hired, I mentioned to Pramila and Sarika that I have high aspirations. You know, we give out about $1 million a year in funding to fund the projects that you guys are doing. I'm hoping between 1 and 3 years it's going to be at $5 million. And to do that, I need your help. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm the tall, red-headed guy in the back seat. And so if you have any, you know, if you know of anyone, if you want to participate in any way, if you want to make a donation, it's easy to remember my email. It's ronalds@brainfoundation.org. But would love to sit and have my 10th cup of coffee today with you and talk about all the different ways that you guys can participate, whether it's connecting me to someone or just you're curious about what I'm doing. So wish me luck. But again, I can't thank you enough for what you've been doing. And again, that strength and passion and that I feel as it's a visceral in this room the last 3 days. And I'm so proud to be a part of it. So thank you so much. And now, a woman who needs no introduction, Sarika Agrawal, one of the founders of the Brain Foundation. So thank you so much.
Oh, all right. And the rest of you are like, what's this fuss about driving for 17 miles? Like, what's the new thing? I saw some hands that didn't go up. Well, if you don't, this is one of the pretty drives, of the many drives we have in California, and I highly recommend, you know, you check it out. But, you know, of course, I've been in California for over 30 years now, and I just still remember the amazing experience of being in drives like this, and by now at this time, and my son wants to go, and like, really, must we go there again? Because I've done it so many times. But I'm sure you would love it if this is your first time. I had another question for you guys, just since we're coming after food and lunch. Anybody know what this picture might be about? Not you, Slattery, not you, but we'll give you a chance. But the clue is it's a picture from 1975. Yes, please.
The conference for biosafety, genetics,
That.
a lot of things from their conference. I don't know researchers.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. I mean, a very, you know, transformative thing that happened here at Asilomar in 1975 with the recombinant DNA technology and the discussion that ensued after that on the policy on science research. And, you know, it's really heartening to be in a place like that. And I hope that, you know, with all humility, someday this is us meeting yesterday, and someday in the future, you know, we're going to look back at this day today and say, hey, this was the day, this was the weekend when a lot of those, you know, seeds were sowed, and we were able to make a lot of progress. And once again, thank you all for coming and, you know, helping us pave the road to the future. So just again, a quick thing for those, you know, at Brain, you know, we catalyze, our goal here is to catalyze research for the development of FDA-approved treatments for autism, and not just autism, but neurodevelopmental disorders. You know, one thing that I want to talk about today is what's unique about our approach. You know, we think that there's a very strong reason for approaching research the way we are doing. And, the key elements that would make, that we need today, that have been kind of somewhat lacking, is one is community-based input on research. There is not a whole lot of research going on in autism as much as at least what we'd like as a community. But whatever that happens as well, we strongly believe at the Brain Foundation that there has to be a strong tie-in to what exists in the community, what people are saying, what families are saying. I am mom of a 19-year-old, a lovely boy with autism. And for his future and future of so many like him, I think it's very important to be connected to what the families are saying. What the families are saying is important to them, for us to hear their voices. So that's a fundamental part of our approach. And in fact, earlier this year, we organized, for example, there were 3 boys in our community, adults, non-speaking like my son, who unfortunately passed away due to seizures. And as you know, last year we organized a roundtable on epilepsy, but we brought all those parents together. And Dr. Gaetanis, Dr. Fry, and many others joined and listened to these people and listened to what they were looking for. And from that, a lot of our research proposals are coming out. That's a key important aspect of what we want to do. The second thing, as I think we've said all throughout this time, is our focus on translational research. We have such a large community of people and children and adults with autism, and the numbers are growing. The prevalence is growing regardless of what you believe as to why that's growing, but there is no doubt that there is a very, very, an increasing large community, and a community that's getting older by day, that's looking for treatments, that's looking for ways to improve their quality of life. And we believe that focus on translational research is one way that we can accelerate the development of these treatments. It's very important to do basic science research, but if we can find treatments, if we can repurpose drugs, that can improve even 20%, 30% of my son's functioning or quality of life, or the need for support staff. That's huge. That's going to be huge for him, that's going to be huge for me, and everybody who's connected. And by the way, for society overall, as to given how much money we are spending in the lifetime care of, of the community. So that's, translational research is a big part of our work. We also really want to prioritize the research and the grants that go towards the relatively neglected part of the population. So these are, again, the non-speakers, the ones who have very high support needs. Adults, and there's good reason why a lot of the studies are happening for children and the pediatrics, but let's not forget these other subsets. They've been completely out of research, and a lot of our work is going towards supporting the needs of this community as well. So next thing I want to tell you is a key element that we feel is a very distinguishing part of our work, a very uniquely distinct part of our work, is not only the academic grants that we give, but it's also the support for biopharma companies. Now, a lot of nonprofits tend to do grants, which is great. We also do that. But we believe that companies are the key part of de-risking the translational gap that exists. Our focus is on translational science. And so with the biopharma companies and supporting them, we can help them de-risk that translational gap and advance candidates in the pipeline. And most important, if not, our board members, many of our volunteers, our team members, we all have a loved one with autism. So this work is deeply personal to us. It's it drives us. We wake up every day, we're taking care of our kids, but we also really passionately believe in doing this work for the outcomes it can drive. That's, I think, a key part of what gets us going every year. So with that said, we want to bring to all of you, the companies that are doing the innovations, developing different therapeutics. Here are the ones that have been here in the past. Today you're going to be hearing from the companies here, BioRosa, Cellel, Juventus, Gut-Brain Axis Therapeutics, and Angelica Light. But what I wanted to just quickly mention to you, we won't spend much time because we're running out of time, But I sent out a poll on VOBA, which I see that at least at 10 in the morning when I took this snapshot, we had quite a few responses. But if you haven't, please open the VOBA app and give us your responses, because like I said, we want to be very driven by our stakeholders. Community is one, but the companies that are developing treatments, you are all very, very important to us. So please tell us how we as a Brain Foundation can support you better. Here are some ideas, but if you don't see what you want to see here, please email me. My email address is here. So we really want to hear from you. We want to develop our priorities based on what you need. So with that said, that's the end of my introduction, and it gives me great, great honor to welcome our first speaker, a friend of the Brain Foundation, an amazing person, somebody who has been associated with autism for so long, John Slattery. He's the CEO of BioRosa Technologies, and he's going to share with us the amazing work and the findings that his company has in terms of biomarkers. So welcome.